Captain Bubbles was not your ordinary pirate. Instead of seeking gold and treasure, he had a grand mission to explore the world's most mysterious places in search of magical wonders. With his trusty airship, the Cloud Skipper, he soared above the oceans, drifting through the skies with his crew of eccentric adventurers. One day, as Captain Bubbles studied an ancient map, he noticed something peculiar, a marking in the middle of the great sky belt, where no land was known to exist. According to legend, it was the floating island, a place that appeared only once every 100 years and vanished into the clouds just as quickly. Determined to uncover its secrets, Captain Bubbles set sail through the billowing sky. After days of navigating through stormy winds and avoiding sky whales, the crew of the Cloud Skipper spotted something astonishing, a massive island, floating effortlessly among the clouds, covered in lush green forests and shimmering waterfalls that cascaded into the air before vanishing into mist. Strange birds with feathers that glowed like lanterns circled the island, singing melodies no one had ever heard before. As they landed on the island, Captain Bubbles and his crew were greeted by its mysterious inhabitants, tall, ethereal beings made of mist and light. They introduced themselves as the Sky Guardians, protectors of the floating island. They explained that the island held a magical heartstone, a crystal that kept it afloat. Every century, the heartstone needed to be recharged with the energy of the sky, which was why the island would disappear for a time. However, the heartstone was weakening faster than expected. A group of rogue sky pirates, the Storm Raiders, had stolen a piece of it, hoping to harness its power for themselves. Without it, the island would soon fall into the ocean below. Captain Bubbles knew what had to be done. With his crew, he devised a daring plan to retrieve the stolen piece. Under the cover of night, the Cloud Skipper swooped into the Storm Raiders' floating fortress. Using clever distractions and quick thinking, Captain Bubbles snuck into the vault where the Heartstone fragment was kept. Just as he reached for it, he was confronted by the fearsome leader of the Storm Raiders, Captain Ironbeard. A tense duel erupted, swords clashing in the moonlight as the airship rocked in the sky. Captain Bubbles, with his quick reflexes and clever tricks, managed to outmaneuver Ironbeard and snatched the fragment. With his crew's help, they made a daring escape back to the floating island just in time. The Sky Guardians placed the missing piece back into the Heartstone, and at once, the island glowed with renewed energy. The waterfalls sparkled brighter, the trees stood taller, and the island began to rise higher into the sky, safe once more. As a token of gratitude, the Sky Guardians gifted Captain Bubbles a feather from one of their glowing birds, a symbol of courage and friendship. With a final farewell, the Cloud Skipper set sail again, soaring towards new adventures, leaving behind the legend of Captain Bubbles and the floating island, a tale that would be told for generations to come.